What's up, everybody, and welcome to OpenStax Algebra and Trigonometry, Chapter 1, Section 4, Polynomials. Let's do it. Evaluate the following statement. The degree of a polynomial in standard form is the exponent of the leading term. Explain why the statement is true or false. So this statement is true because when a polynomial is in standard form, it means that the term with the highest degree, the highest exponent, is in front. And I'll give you an example. So in this case, you see that the 2x cubed is in front, and the degrees of the subsequent terms goes down step by step. And in this case, the degree of this polynomial would be 3. You can multiply polynomials with any number of terms and any number of variables using 4 basic steps over and over until you reach the expanded polynomial. What are the 4 steps? So the 4 steps are as follows. 1, apply the distributive property. 2, you're going to multiply. 3, combine like terms. And 4, simplify. And you'll see more examples of this later on in the chapter. For the following exercises, identify the degree of the polynomial. So before we can identify the degree, we've got to put this into standard form, which means I've got to place this term first because it has the highest degree. So it's going to be negative 2x squared plus 7x plus 13. Now the degree of the leading term is going to be 2, which means this has a degree of 2 for the polynomial. Done. Here, the polynomial is already in standard form as the largest exponent is first, therefore the degree is 8. Done. This polynomial is already in standard form, which means that the degree of the polynomial is the same as the leading term exponent, which is 2. Done. When we're subtracting polynomials, it's very important to recognize that this minus is going to be applied to both of these terms. So we're basically going to distribute it across to both the 8x squared and the negative 19. That means we're going to get a negative 8x squared and a positive 19 because the negatives are going to cancel out. Then we're going to combine like terms, and I've really only got those like terms because they both have an x to the second power. So I can say subtract the coefficients 12 minus 8, which is 4x squared plus 3x plus 19. And notice how the degrees of the terms go down. This is 2, this is 1, and technically this is x to the 0th power because that's just 1. Boom, done. In this one, the first step is to distribute that minus when we've got an outside parentheses, so it's going to go in like that. It's basically like multiplying by negative 1. Now I'm going to rewrite this as 6w squared plus 24w plus 24 without the parentheses because they weren't doing anything. So I'm going to remove those parentheses, then I'm going to distribute that negative. Now I've got minus 3w squared. A negative times a negative is a positive 6w, and a negative times 3 is negative 3. Now I'm going to combine like terms. 6w squared minus 3w squared is 3w squared. 24w plus 6w is 30w. And then 24 and negative 3 is 21. Then I'm going to combine 24w and 6w, which is 30w, and then 24 and negative 3, which becomes 21 for the final answer. Done. Again, I'm going to start by distributing that negative like so, and since these parentheses are essentially doing nothing, we're going to just remove the parentheses. And just to show you, there's no like terms within the parentheses, so there's nothing we can do. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write these below this with the cubes lined up, the squares lined up, and the b's lined up. You don't have to do this, but it'll make it a little easier and faster to combine like terms. So we have a minus 3b cubed, minus distributes to a minus 6b squared. That becomes a minus 3b. So when we combine like terms, there's only one with 11b to the 4th, so it's 11b to the 4th minus 9b cubed plus 18 minus 6 is 12b squared. Negative 4, negative 3 make negative 7b plus 8 for the win. Boom, done. Now we are multiplying two binomials, and there's an important thing to remember to do that. It is called FOIL, where we go like this. We do the first, multiplying the first of each binomial. So 4x times 6x is 24x squared. Then we do the outer terms, 4x minus times negative 4, which is negative 16x. Then we do the inner, the I, 2 times 6x, which is 12x. And then we do the last terms, 2 and negative 4, which is minus 8. Then we can combine like terms in the middle. So we're left with 24x squared minus 4x minus 8. And by the way, you don't have to necessarily go in this order. Even if you did the first, then you did the last, then you did the other ones like that, you'd still get the same answer. This is the winner. Boom, done. So distributing using FOIL, I'm going to do the first terms multiplied against each other, which is 24b to the 4th because we add the exponents. Then the outer term, 6b squared minus 4 times negative 4 is negative 24b squared. Here again, we get negative 24b squared. And then the last term is negative 6 times negative 4 is positive 24. Combine these two, they're both negatives. They add together, and we get 24b to the fourth minus 48b squared plus 24. Boom. Again, we're going to do the first term times the first term. 9v times 11v is 99v squared. And these guys multiply, that's minus 81v. And these guys multiply, that's negative 121v. And then the last negative 11 times negative 9 is positive 99. And we're going to combine the like terms here. So again, in front we got 99v squared. Then we got negative 81, negative 121, which is negative 202v plus 99. Boom, done. All right, once again, we're going to use FOIL, and we're going to do the first terms, 8n times n squared, which is 8n cubed. 8n times 9 is 72n. Negative 4 times n squared is minus 4n squared. And then minus 4 times 9 is negative 36. Now here we have no like terms, so we can kind of leave it as is, but it's usually good form to have the degrees kind of going down like 3, 2, and then there's a 1 here, and then negative 36. So I'm going to rewrite it as such. 8n cubed minus 4n squared plus 72n minus 36 for the win. Boom, done. Now for something like this, it's 3y minus 7 squared, so it's really 3y minus 7 times itself, which is another 3y minus 7. Now I got it written out like this. Now we can FOIL. So the first multiply each other, we get 9y squared. Then we do the outer, which is 3 times 7 is negative 21y. Again, same thing, negative 7 times 3y is negative 21y. And last but not least, negative 7 times negative 7 is positive 49. We're going to combine the middle like terms, and we get 9y squared minus 42y plus 49 for the win. Boom, done. So I'm going to rewrite this as 4p plus 9 times itself. Now we can FOIL again, so we get first 16p squared, outer plus 36p, and then again inner. 9 times 4 is again 36p. And last but not least, the last, 9 times 9, which is 81. Then we're going to combine like terms, and we get 16p squared. 36 plus 36 is 72p plus 81. Boom, done. So I'm going to start by rewriting this as 3y minus 6 times 3y minus 6. And then we're going to FOIL. First are going to multiply each other. 3 times 3 is 9. And then that's y squared. Outer, 3 times negative 6, negative 18y. Inner, negative 18y again. And then negative 6 times negative 6 is 36. Then we're going to combine the like terms like this. 9y squared minus 18 plus negative 18 is negative 36y plus 36. Boom, done. So once again, we're going to FOIL. We're going to multiply the first terms, which would be 16c squared. Then the outer terms, which is negative 4c. Then the inner terms, 1 times 4c is positive 4c. And then 1 times negative 1 is minus 1. And then we're going to combine like terms. But guess what? These are opposites. Negative 4c plus 4c, they're going to cancel out to 0. So I'm left with 16c squared minus 1. This is really cool because this is called a difference of squares. Notice, this is a perfect square, 16c squared, and this is a perfect square, and it's a difference of the two. That is the answer. Here we're going to multiply the first terms. 15 times 15 is 225n squared. Then the outer, 15 times 6 is 90n. Negative 6 times 15 is minus 90n. And last but not least, negative 6 times 6 is minus 36. Again, we're going to combine like terms, but check it out. Once again, they're opposites. 90 and negative 90, they cancel, and we get 225n squared minus 36. Done. Here we got first, 4 times 4 is 16. Then we got 4 times negative 4m is negative 16m. Then we got 4 times 4m, which is positive 16m. And last but not least, 4m times negative 4m is negative 16m. 16m squared. Now we're going to combine like terms, and these are opposites, so they're going to cancel out to 0, and we're left with 16 minus 16m squared. Keeping in our traditional form, we usually like to put the variable first, so I'm going to rewrite it. That's a negative 16m squared because of that minus sign, plus a positive 16. Boom, done. We're going to start by foiling. First term's 11q times 11q is 121q squared. Outer, 11q times 10 is 110q. Inner, negative 10 times 11 is negative 110q. And last, negative 10 times 10 is negative 100. These are opposites. These cancel out to 0. And then we are left with 121q squared minus 100. Boom, done. So now we are doing the same process as foiling, but it's a trinomial times a binomial. So I'm going to show you how to execute here. So each one of these terms is going to multiply each one of these terms. So I'll start by doing 4t squared times 4t squared, which is 16t to the fourth. Then 4t squared times minus 1, which is minus 4t squared. Then I'm going to do t times 4t squared, which is 4t cubed, then t times minus 1, which is minus t. Last but not least, I'm going to do negative 7 times 4t squared, which is minus 28t squared. And then I'm going to do negative 7 times negative 1, which is positive 7. Now we're going to combine like terms, which is only these two. Negative 4t squared plus negative 28t squared is negative 32t squared. Then we've got 16t to the fourth plus 4t cubed, and then we've got a minus t and a plus 7. And again, we've put it into decreasing order from 4, 3, 2, 1 powers because that is the nice standard form for these expressions. This is the winner, done. So in this case, I'm going to distribute as follows, knowing that every term here is going to multiply every term here. So first we go y times y squared is y cubed. Y times negative 4y is minus 4y squared. Y times minus 9 is minus 9y. Then we've got the negative 2. Don't forget that minus sticks to it. Negative 2 times y squared is minus 2y squared. Negative 2 times negative 4y is plus 8y. And last but not least, negative 2 times negative 9 is plus 18. Now we're going to combine like terms. Well, first we'll start with the y cubed as there's nothing that goes with it. And then we got negative 4y squared and negative 2y squared, which is negative 6y squared. Then we got negative 9 and positive 8, and that will become minus y or 1y. And last but not least, we've got this 18 at the end. Once again, notice we put the highest degree at the front and kind of wind our way down. This is the winner, done. Here we're going to distribute as follows. 3p squared times p is 3p cubed. 3p squared times minus 1 is minus 3p squared. Then we got 2p times p, which is 2p squared. 2p times negative 1 is minus 2p. Last but not least, we got negative 10 times p, which is minus 10p. And negative 10 times negative 1, which is positive 10. Now we're going to combine like terms. So first we have 3p cubed minus 1p squared, which is negative 3, negative 2, and positive 2 combined. Then we got negative 2 and negative 10, which is negative 12p. Last but not least, plus 10. This is the final answer. Done. Let's go ahead and FOIL. So the first will multiply each other. A times a is a squared. Then we've got a times minus b, which is minus ab. Then we got b times a, which is ba. But I'm going to write it as ab. It's the same thing because of the commutative property. And then we've got b times negative b, which is negative b squared. Guess what? We've got opposites once again. They're going to combine to 0, and we're left with a squared minus b squared. Boom, done. I'm going to write this out as 4t minus 5u times itself. Then we're going to FOIL. First times first is 16t squared. Then we've got 4t times negative 5u, which is minus 20tu. Then we've got negative 5u times 4t, which is again negative 20tu. And last but not least, negative 5u times negative 5u is positive. Negative times negative is positive. 25u squared. Now we're going to combine like terms. So we got 16t squared minus 20 becomes minus 40tu plus 25u squared. Boom, done. Here we're going to distribute across, and everything in the first binomial is going to multiply everything in the second trinomial. So we got 4t times t, which is 4t squared. Then we got 4t times negative x is minus 4tx. Then we got 4t times 1, which is plus 4t. Then we got negative x times t, which is minus tx. Negative x times negative x is plus x squared. Negative x times 1 is minus x. Now we're going to combine like terms. So we're going to start with 4t squared plus x squared plus 4t, as they don't have any like terms. Then I'm going to combine negative 4tx and negative tx. That would be like negative 4 plus negative 1, which is negative 5tx. And last but not least, we have our minus x at the end. This is the winner. Done. Now we're going to FOIL. First, 4r times 6r is 24r squared. 4r times 7d is 28dr. Negative d times 6r is minus 6dr. And negative d times 7d is minus 7d squared. Now we're going to combine like terms in the middle. So we have 24r squared. 28 minus 6 is 22dr. And then minus 7d squared for the win. Done. The developer wants to purchase a plot of land to build a house. The area of the plot can be described by the following expression: 4x plus 1 times 8x minus 3, where x is measured in meters. Multiply the binomials to find the area of the plot in standard form. So we're going to FOIL. So first terms, 4 times 8 is 32, and that becomes x squared. 4x times negative 3 is negative 12x. Those are the outer. Then we got the inner. 1 times 8x is just 8x. And last but not least, the last, 1 times negative 3 is minus 3. Then we're going to combine like terms. So we have 32x squared minus 4x, because negative 12 plus 8 is negative 4, minus 3. And this is in, what is it, meters squared? So we say meters squared. Boom, done. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this binomial as 4t minus 7 times 4t minus 7. Now I'm going to simplify this. I'm going to first FOIL the first two binomials. So I got 4t times 4t, which is 16t squared. Then 4t times negative 7, negative 28t. Negative 7 times 4t is negative 28t. And negative 7 times negative 7 is positive 49. Then I'm going to combine these middle terms. And I've got 16t squared minus negative 28. Negative 28 is negative 56t plus 49. Now I'm going to multiply this one against this binomial as follows. So first, 16t squared times 2t is 32t cubed. And 16t squared times 1 is 16t squared. And then we've got negative 56 times 2 is negative 112t squared. And that times 1 is negative 56t. Last but not least, 49 times 2t is 98t. Plus 49 times 1 is 49. Now we're going to combine like terms, these guys and these guys, and we get 32t cubed. 16 minus 112 is negative 96t squared. Negative 56 plus 98 is 42t, and then plus 49. And last but not least, we got to combine it with this guy, but don't forget we have to distribute that negative as follows. So we have minus 4t squared minus 2t minus 11. Finally, to combine all the like terms, we've got 32t cubed with no like terms. Negative 96t squared and negative 4t squared become negative 100t squared. Then we got 42t and negative 2t, which is 40t. And 49 minus 11 is 38 for the win. Boom, done. So we're going to distribute as follows. A squared times a squared is a to the fourth. A squared times negative 4c squared is negative 4a squared c squared. And then we got this term, 4ac times a squared is 4a cubed c, right? Because that a to the first adds to the a squared. 1 plus 2 is 3. And then we do 4ac times minus 4c squared, which is minus 16, and then it's a, and then c times c squared is c cubed. And then we're going to go to the last one, 4c squared times a squared is 4a squared c squared. And last but not least, 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. and then we're going to add those exponents c to the fourth. Now we're going to combine like terms. I see I have a 4a squared c squared and a negative 4a squared c squared. Those are going to cancel out nicely. And now we're left with a to the fourth plus 4a cubed c minus 16ac cubed minus 16c to the fourth for the win. Boom, done. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please click that like button. And if you want to see more from the Scalar Learning channel, make sure to click subscribe. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.